Hey everyone, welcome to Waves of Wellness that we affectionately call WOW. And today we're going to talk about create. But first, I want to actually bring coherence to this group. And I want to thank you all for being here because we had that long week break that felt like forever because we were so excited with Cynthia's announcement right before Thanksgiving or right on Thanksgiving. So let's go ahead and get into coherence. So if you have a camera, I would love to see your smiling face. Okay. It's really important so that we can have a really good coherence and energy exchange during this call because you can't be on camera on our other admin calls, just this one and key. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead. Please close your eyes and imagine in your heart space a soft, glowing light. And it can be whatever color you want it to be. And take a big inhale and just visualize that light growing bigger. And on your exhale, push out love and light to the group and just see that color. So we're going to create our own QHS frequency rainbow. And now do that two more times. Take an inhale and watch that light grow bigger and just expand into your chest, filling your body with love and light. And now on the exhale, send that out to the group. This collective is lighting up. And last time, we're going to take a big inhale and see your light growing as bright as possible, popping out of your skin and creating this massive auric field around you. And now exhale and just see every square on this Zoom screen light up. It's like we're a little grid of glowing constellations. Okay. And now say, I enter this space in coherence. All right. Hopefully, you guys feel that. You just feel that love and that joy and that frequency. And today we are going to have fun. We are going to talk about bookending your day. And we are going to have Cynthia pop on towards the end. I'm hoping about 20 minutes that I've saved for her, maybe more. Just depends. I'm going to try to go fast today, which is typically how I do everything. So Kelly's going to go ahead and start. Kelly, go ahead and go off mute.
I think I'm already off mute.
Okay, good. And then I'm going to go ahead and share my PowerPoint. So we've already talked about check, choose, and change, right? So now what we're going to talk about is create. And as you know, we are all creators and we create our own life. So go ahead, Kelly.
Okay, so I like to think of creation as a form of artistry. And I say that not because somebody who, say, works behind a desk writing code, for example, isn't creative. In fact, they too are creative, right? They're creating a code in a computer system, which then on our side, the user side, creates these wonderful things that we see and are able to do with our computers, right? But we don't often think of somebody who does sort of a logical or analytical or technological job as being creative. And my point in saying this is that we're all creative. We just need to be able to tap into it. And so what we're here for is to use our imaginations and bring our wants and needs into uh, fruition, right? We want to manifest these things. This is what we're here for, right? We're not meant to be just bystanders watching life pass us by. We're meant to interact with it. So this is where the real artistry begins, where we put all of these things into actual action. And we talked about change. We talked about checking our patterns and choosing differently and changing our responses. And now it's time to talk about creating consciously from a position of alignment. This isn't about, when I say create isn't about control, it's about conscious collaboration. It's not about manifesting a wish list or a bucket list, right? Or forcing life to fit into some sort of a vision board. It's about partnering with life itself in order to have those things come along. And when you're in the mode of creation, your energy and your awareness begin taking shape in the external reality, right? So this is the last step. You've gone through all those other sections, right, where you checked and you decided, what needed to be changed, and you chose to make those changes, and you came up with a sort of a plan, right? And now it's putting that all into action and bringing it into reality. And it's the part where you kind of stop pushing and life starts responding to what you're doing. And so it's the shift from just sort of being that bystander and reacting to life as things happen to you, right? And being the co-author of your life and helping that to actually become what you want it to become. It's like to go back to the theme of artistry, right? It's like the painter picking up their paintbrush, if this was a brush, and painting a picture on their canvas that's made out of frequencies instead of reacting out of fear and just stamping something on the canvas, right? So that's what I talk about when I mean like you're the artist creating this canvas that you're going to bring to life. We can go on to the next one. Good, thanks. So what do I mean when I say that energy, when you stop pushing, right? When energy stops pushing, life starts flowing. So I already said that create happens, when you stop pushing. So when you stop working against yourself, right? That flow can come in and take over. And when we push back against something, it's because we're feeling stress of some sort. But I like to think of stress as something that isn't something that, I mean, there's stress of every kind, right? There's good stress, bad stress. Life is stressful. If we didn't have stress, we wouldn't learn and grow and change, right? And if we're not learning and growing and changing, we're basically dying and we're not moving into what we need to be. So stress can be a good stressor, right? But I don't like to think of it as something that happens to us. I like to think of it as something that happens to us when we stop resisting what is. So we've all been taught, and I think about this last time, we've all been taught that control is equals safety. And that if we just sort of stay on top of the things that are happening to us, that all of those things won't suddenly just fall apart. But that's sort of an illusion that we just kind of tell ourselves, and it kind of keeps us in a tense mode. Stress starts in the instant that we think to ourselves, oh God, this shouldn't be happening. That's when we start to separate from what we want to come into fruition. So when you soften and you take that time, and instead of like tightening up and tensing and thinking, oh God, what am I going to do in this moment? And you just sort of allow things to happen with your conscious guidance, then your energy kind of reorganizes itself in a natural way, and life starts to move with you, and you realize like, hey, I have more control than I thought. So force pushing against collapses that energy flow, whereas allowing restores it and gets you back on track. So create is what happens when you stop fighting yourself and just let coherence take the lead. Tracee, do you have anything to add to that, or you want to move
Well,
on?
yeah, actually, what I want to add is, they say that when you chase butterflies, they fly away, but when you just sit in stillness, they come and they fly around you.
Exactly. That's my point exactly.
This is your last one.
Okay, cool. So the still point, standing kind of where life meets you halfway. So I feel like you don't have to silence your mind to stay in alignment. And I feel like that's where I always used to get tripped up when I would try to meditate, right? I had this misconception that like, oh my God, I have all these thoughts racing through my brain. I can't empty out my head. I'm not a good meditator. I'm never going to be good at it. I might as well just not even bother doing it, right? But I had to realize that that was kind of a misconception. And I had to broaden my definition of what, say, meditation is, right? So I found out that like when I'm crocheting or doing something with my hands or washing dishes or I don't know, grooming the dogs, right? I'm kind of like in a zone where I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, but my mind kind of wanders, right? And I would have these moments where like I'd have like these moments of clarity, or I'd get these thoughts that would come in and be like, that makes sense now, right? And it something I wasn't even thinking about. That's why I talk about allowing the flow. But when I would try to sit and meditate, none of that would happen because I was so stressed out about having an errant thought. But you can't turn your thoughts off, right? So I was kind of working against myself. So in that stillness of doing something else and giving myself that freedom to move and think and do other things, I created that flow and I allowed those things to happen on their own. So when you stand in that center, that awareness becomes your ground and thought just becomes, I don't know, sort of like sound passing through you, right? Like listening to a symphony when you're trying to study for a big exam or something, you hear it, but you're not paying attention to it in the same way that you would if you were listening to like a pop song and trying to sing the words, right? And it allows you to take in the information that you're trying to absorb without overstimulating your brain. And I feel like creation is sort of the same situation, that if we just allow, right? And give it that freedom, that space, that it just happens. So if we just meet it halfway, somewhere in the middle, we don't have to beat ourselves over the head to make things flow. It just happens. Trace?
Thank you, Kelly. I love how you said that. And the art of allowing. I'm a huge Abraham Hicks fan, and I listen to those videos regularly. And one of the things is, you ask, and then it's already in your vortex. And now you just have to bring your frequency up to that space and match that frequency and allow that ask to be your new creation. So thank you, Kelly. All right, you guys. So I'm going to get into some meat and potatoes here. Now, first, a little backstory. So, for about 5 years, maybe four, as soon as I discovered Telegram and being part of the truther movement, I would wake up, grab my phone, and check to see what was new in the world, right? So I'm in California. So all this stuff has happened on the East Coast, and there was always a lot to wake up to and report. Can anybody relate to that? Getting up and checking to see what's happening on Telegram. Well, I actually found myself on vacation maybe a year ago with my hubby. And I'm telling you, I was like just looking at things the whole time when I was there. And it was just like, something's got to give. This is like kind of manic. And so what I did was a friend of mine from the gym recommended a beautiful book called The Miracle Morning. And in the miracle morning, I've heard some of you might have heard me say I bookend my day with the touch. Well, not only do I do that, but I have these things I do while I'm doing the touch. And that is all based on this miracle morning principles. And essentially, what I equate it to is setting that God spark and bookending your day. So when you initiate this practice or these practices in any way that appeals to you, I'm going to kind of lay out the foundation of the morning ritual and the evening ritual, and then of course you customize it and make it your own, which I also have done. Okay, and but it's creating this vision, intention, and action, and bringing in that God spark. And the way you begin and the way you end your day determines the flow in the middle and how everything unfolds. So basically, what I do in the morning is I get up, and of course, I have to grab a big jar of water and a cup of coffee. That is like the no, it's not optional. And then I go ahead and sit down. But actually, prior to that, when I first wake up in bed, I did BSF Bible Study Fellowship for lots of years. And one of the things that they said is, "Good morning, God. Today is your day. Show me the way." And so while I do that little quick prayer in bed, I do a little bit of just stretching to get my body going. And then I get the coffee and the water and I sit down. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my slideshow again. Wish I could figure out how Andy does it with her cute little highlight thing. Anyway, so I turn on the touch and I sit down. And to be honest, I turn it on my phone and on my laptop because I put my feet on the sides of the mouse pad on the laptop. And then that way I've got this full loop. And then I hold the touch in my lap. So, in the book Miracle Morning, which I happen to be in the book launch group for the next one, which is Miracle Morning After 50. So, the first thing you do is there's going to be something called savers. Savers. So it's 6 practices you do in the morning, and it can be just 1 minute each. So if you say you don't have time, all it takes is 6 minutes. Okay. So the first one is silence. And that for you could look like meditation. It could be breath work. It could be a prayer. It could be just a silent gratitude practice, whatever works for you. But it's finding that stillness and dropping from your head to your heart to begin your day and lay that great foundation. The next one is affirmations. And for me, affirmations are not like, I am strong, I am smart, I am healthy, happy, and whole. It's more like what is possible for that day. Like I have the ability to create whatever situation I want to create today. And I actually have these affirmations written up because there's things that I want to affirm to myself that I can actually accomplish for that day. And really, a lot of it is just staying in that heart space of health, happiness, joy, peace, calm, and be non reactive. And then what I do is I visualize myself creating these affirmations. So, because we're here at QHS, I find that it's really important for us as a collective to, and I always pray for Dr. Alfredo and Cynthia and the White Hats and cover everyone here, all the members, all the admin with angels of protection because we need it, right? We're disruptors. And so this is part of that practice. And when I do the visualization and the affirmations, I'm seeing these things as already happening, right? I'm not asking for what I want. I am thanking God for already delivering it, acting as if it's already here because it's a cause set in motion. And then exercise is one of them. And it could be, any gentle stretching or whatever. I go to the gym after I'm done with this practice. So I kind of skip that part in this section. But it could be taking a walk. It could be doing jumping jacks or push-ups or sit-ups or whatever it is you choose to move your body and get that blood flowing. And read. Reading is so important for me personally because that's how we grow is by learning new things. And like I was mentioning at the beginning of the call, I read Wade's book. It's called The Heart of the Seer. It is an amazing book. Giving you a little plug there, Wade. But I love learning and growing because I learned in quantum physics years and years and years ago that if you're not growing, you're dying. Bob Proctor taught me that. And so we want to constantly grow as individuals. And last is scribing. So scribing can look like planning your day, or if you have, like, you want to write a book, or maybe you're just putting down your to-do list and the things that you want to accomplish that day. Or perhaps it's a reflection of something you came up with during your visualization or your silence time, and you want to make sure you note that down. I actually was scribing the other day because I heard some really good news and I just wanted to chronicle that moment. Okay, so now it's going over to you. So I just reviewed the savers. which is silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, read, and scribe. And like I said, you could do each of those for 1 minute. You could do three of them only for 5 minutes, or you can do each of them for 10 minutes and take a whole hour. But the level of improvement in your life will follow the amount of time you spend doing this practice. So, of those practices, I'm sure that many of you already do some of them. But if I wanted to challenge you to just add one, go ahead and write in the chat just one thing you could add to your life or you're going to commit to yourself. Anybody coming to WOW, you know that I'm very physical and I'm going to challenge you to accomplish something to improve your life. I'm getting hot from the tea. So what can you commit to adding to your life? Read, read, read. Okay. Keep
Potential.
going, guys. Exercise in the morning. Good. I want to say something about that. So, exercise in the morning is super important because when you wake up, your cortisol is already high. And so, exercise increases your cortisol. So, there's one night a week that I exercise at night because it's one of my favorite hot yoga classes. And it's so interesting because my heart rate, my resting heart rate when I'm sleeping is normally like 46. But when I do that class, it's always like 50. So it's way better for us to exercise in the morning, if possible, while your cortisol is already high. Longer silence, more quiet time. Scribe, blood flow, read. Oh, I love it when you guys do this. Stretching and exercise. Motion is lotion and movement is medicine. So it's super, super important to add movement to your day.
Oh, and
And
I can add in, sorry, Trace.
go ahead.
If you're not doing any of these things, please don't try to do all of them at the same time because that would be
Yeah.
a recipe for disaster. Choose one thing and start with one thing that you can control, and commit to.
Yeah, it's like the compound effect. If you could just add one new habit until it becomes without like a ritual without thinking, then when that's all settled in, then you can add another one on top of it. All right. The goal is to do all six eventually. But like I said, even if you just said 1 minute of each, then at least you started a new pattern. But habit stacking is super duper important. Okay, let's go ahead and go back because I want to leave time for Cynthia. Okay. Now, an evening ritual is equally as important because how many of you have laid in bed trying to fall asleep only to go through the day? I mean, go ahead and raise your digital hand if that is you. Because oftentimes, when we are thinking about our to-do list for the next day, or we're stressing out about something that happened that day, and we keep reliving it over and over, or, there's all kinds of things that keep us up at night. And since doing these practices, I sleep so soundly. And it's so important to bookend your day, right? And create that God spark so that you're beginning and ending your day to create the flow. Because your beginning of your next day is actually based on your evening ritual because it will determine the quality of your sleep. So, turning on the touch, then taking out your journal and having some reflection on the day so that you can take everything out of your head and putting it on the paper. That way you don't need to sleep with it. Okay. So perhaps, something great happened and you just want to remember it. Or maybe it's your to-do list, something like that. Then release any stress that is in your body. And you can do that with breath work. You can do that with your journal. You can do that any way you want, but you want to get it out of your heart and out of your head so that you can just let it go and not have that ruminating while you're trying to sleep. Preparation for the next day is key. So, what are your priorities for the next day? Like, if you are one that wants to add in going to the gym, then you can go ahead and lay out your workout clothes, put your tennis shoes, fill up your water bottle, whatever you need to do to make it easy for yourself. put your coffee on a timer, but just being able to take that evening time to prepare yourself for the next day. Visualize what you're going to create. Because remember, we want to bring the God spark into every conversation and setting that vision and creating your intentions by putting your preparation on paper and visualizing as if it's already here. Because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. And that's why athletes visualize the success. My family's been in Taekwondo. They always used to do visualization exercises on breaking a board, or, other athletes would do hitting the ball, making the basket, getting the perfect golf swing, whatever it is. But visualization is key. And at the very beginning, when I was doing hug videos, I had a big one on visualizing and writing out your vision in present tense. And in my book that I do my rituals in, it has a vision exercise of me that I read a year from now. And I create it every year at the beginning of the year. And it's like, today is December 3rd, 2026. And then you lay out everything that you're doing. And then that way, your subconscious mind believes what you feed it. So you tell it that, and then energetically, it aligns everything up for you. And visualization boards are really helpful for this as well. And last, you want to close your day with gratitude. And there's this great story I love. And what it says is, so this grandma gave her grandsons one a blue sweater and one a red sweater, and it was for Christmas. And grandma's, or the one with the blue sweater, goes, "A sweater? You gave me a sweater? I don't even like the color blue." And totally ungrateful. And then the other one's like, "Oh, I love this sweater. It's just such a beautiful color of red, and it's so soft, and it's going to keep me warm. And thank you, Grandma, so much. I just love this." And we know all of our gifts come from God. And so God loves when we have that gratitude. And grandma, do you think grandma's going to want to buy the blue sweater kid another gift for Christmas next year? No way. She's going to be afraid, like, whoo, all that prickly energy. So we want to be grateful for everything that we have. And ending the day with gratitude, I find, is so important. And it doesn't have to be grandiose. If you've had a quote unquote bad day, be thankful for the water. Be thankful for your pillow. Be thankful for, the engagements, the smiles that you saw that day, or the love that you feel for yourself. Then that way, it's nothing that involves anybody on the outside. It just comes from you. So, one more time, you guys, I want to see who has a practice of those practices. What can you commit to adding to your evening routine to help you sleep better? There's
Tracee, could
reflect.
you put the slide back up again, please?
Sure. Whoops. Yep. Hold on. Let me put it back up. If I can get out of here. Okay. There you go. Share. Continue. Whoops, I have to click through. So in the chat, you guys, if you could just write what one ritual you can add to have a better sleep and have a better evening ritual. And like I said, just one, because we can compound them. And some of these you guys are probably already doing. I love the vision exercise, reading my vision statement. That is a big one. And the gratitude is a big one for me. But we want to help you prepare for your day. So if you guys can go ahead and type in the chat, I may call on somebody, but I want to give Cynthia plenty of time. So, okay, it's time for her. So if you guys want to go ahead and write, visualize gratitude, purposely love it. Reflection. Ooh, I like that. Ask my guides and angels what messages they have for me. I love that, Kat. That's one thing that I love to ask is when I'm praying is for God to tell me something he wants me to know in a way I can understand. I'm very literal, so I need that. Talk to me like I'm a fifth grader. Awesome. Okay, you guys, it's all about loving yourself to health and adopting practices as often as you can to give yourself a better experience. Because when we come out on the other side of the Q arc, we want to have healthier habits because life's going to be so interesting and you're going to be so excited and joyful that what we want to do is already have these practices in hand so we can maintain those results and have better success there. So Cynthia is here. Woohoo! All right, you guys, thank you so much. It was just a beautiful time being able to share this with you.
It
And
was
thank you for
beautiful.
sharing. Ah, love
Thank
you, love.
Beautiful.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Tracee. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for those reminders. It's really helpful to be reminded of good practices, right?
Thanks for
Good
coming,
practices.
Cynthia.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you ready for me to jump in?
I'm ready.
Take the wheel.
I've been ready
Thank
for a
you.
week.
Thank you. This, thank you, Tracee. Tracee said, "Would you like to have the whole call?" I said, "No, it's okay. I've been thinking about what we need to talk about here on this call. And I think an exciting thing and one important point that I want to make about this is why did we decide to have a live event? Everybody's probably wondering, why did we decide to have a live event? When we've talked about releasing the quantum analysis app, we've got members ready to go with this key initiative, the key coaches supporting with the training on the app. We've got everything ready to go on this quantum analysis app, and everybody's expecting to have the opportunity to go through the QR. Why this live reveal? Well, I'll tell you. Right before we, right before our Thanksgiving vacation, that really was not a vacation for many of us because we worked right through it. Right before that, it was Tuesday. I was having a discussion. I talked to Dr. Alfredo several times a day, every single day, and at length, usually, because there's so much going on that we have to discuss. But I was talking with him about what is going on right now. And one of the topics that we discussed was all the notices and emails and videos, computer generated stuff that we get out that talks about the medbed. The medbed release is medbed is here. January 1, 2026 is the release of the medbed. It's going to come out. It's going to be here and everybody's going to have their invitation. Well, you know what? I told Alfredo, I said, look, all this stuff is just accelerating. There's so much hype about this. There's so much discussion about this medbed. Well, that was a name that Jared Rand picked. It wasn't the name of the original bed. The original bed was just called the healing bed. The healing bed. Okay? Imagine. It was never the med bed. They changed that. Okay? When we talked about this, and I said, it's 2025, we're at the end of the year. All that we've gone through, my goodness, to get here. Can't we show the Q arc? Because he keeps telling me he's done it. He's had authorities watching it. He can't send the video because it's too dangerous right now. I've heard all kinds of things about this, but I haven't seen it. I have to be there to participate. This is critical. This is a top level, highest security project. Our organization, we've been here for 4 years. We've had our own healing beds. We had 3. They were delivered. They were at military site, ready to go. We couldn't bring it. We could not do it. We've had all kinds of start, stop. And you've heard us because we said it's going to be here. It's going to be here. And then it didn't. What we didn't do was we didn't go into a discussion about what's going on and why this delay, because it's not appropriate to share a hardship. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't want to add to anybody's stress. I'll carry that. And I carry it very well. But here we are today. Dr. Alfredo says, I'm a few days away from having this done. We've had help. We've had beautiful help. We've had all kinds of support from very, very important people helping make this happen. Here we are today with technology. Alfredo's improved and improved and improved. What's happened? Everything has been an improvement. Here we are now, that healing bed, the med bed, it's obsolete. It's obsolete. It's not even needed. When we talk about teleportation to health, we're allowed to do that. We've been given the opportunity to do that. Can we demonstrate that? Maybe. I'm going to give a big maybe on that. What we're going to do for certain is show this on a film. Will we be able to demonstrate it live? Maybe. Every day is a 24-hour push with us right now. Every single day. But my goal is to get this announcement, is to get this shared, is to get this anchored, and to get this God spark in every single one that's participating, and get this knowledge out to all of you, so you can start seeing the possibility and know it's here for you too. Okay? So we have this. We're going to Dr. Alfredo said, he got very excited, in fact, about this theme. He got very excited about the opportunity to be here. He got very excited about this live event. And this is the first of many live events we're going to plan. We're going to make a live event a real thing with this group. Okay? We're coming to a time where this is important. And our goals have been, from the very start, to provide technology that is healing in minutes, not days, not months, not years, in minutes. That's been our goal right from the start, head to toe, healing from DNA level. That's been our goal right from the start. You've all heard me say that. You've heard me talk about it. You've heard Dr. Alfredo talk about it. And here we are. Yesterday, I had a wonderful lunch. I was with our brother Wade, his wonderful wife, and our two beautiful members joined us that are here near me. I love that. I don't get that very often, but it was such a precious time because they were talking about what are they going to do when they have their health restored. They got bad knees, they've got hip issues, they've got, the same thing many of us have. Pains, neuropathy, my gosh, it's here, but it's not going to be here, not for our future. And I shared with both of them, I said, this time in history is the most important time. This opportunity that we have coming up here to start and launch is what we prayed for, and we're here now. And everyone here is here now. No one's going to be left behind. We just have to do it slowly, and we have to do it with lots of security and with lots of protection and with lots of prayers. So I love that, and I love the prayers all of you make for us, and especially for our precious Dr. Alfredo, who is risking everything. And this to him is what he's looked for, expected, planned ever since I've known him 20 years ago when we met and we first started talking about this. We've looked at and been aware of the opportunity here with frequencies for years, many of us. We understand the importance of frequencies. We have had experience with Dr. Masaru Emoto, that wonderful man, with messages in water. You remember the snowflake that was corrected by loving thoughts. Well, God bless us all for this time in history. We're here, and this wonderful event is going to be so fun and a celebration, and it's going to start the celebration that we carry forward into 2026 and beyond. Okay, that's That's my little story. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks,
And
Cynthia.
if you have questions, please ask.
Go ahead and raise your hand if you have questions, you guys, your digital hands so that you pop up on the top of the Zoom. Okay, Barbara?
Teresa at the bottom has a hand up too. Hi, Barbara.
Yeah, will the event be live streamed for those of us that won't be able to make it, that live like I live in Chicago and the weather is bad? Will it be live streamed at all?
Yes, we're going to live stream. We have a full day. Everybody's going to be with
Okay.
us, but we'll live stream in the morning and we'll live stream in the afternoon for a window of time. And important information will be shared that will not be shared with members at large. However, there's going to be a code to get in and there's going to be restrictions because remember, as I said, this is very, very important and very, very protected and secure. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Barbara.
Okay, I don't see Teresa, but if Teresa,
Teresa, your hand went
I
down.
see her. Teresa, did you have a question?
I was just trying to say, hey, yay, and got the wrong
Yeah.
thing.
Oh,
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
thanks,
you.
Teresa.
Thank you. Yes, Lori. Lori was trying to raise her hand. I saw it.
I couldn't find the thing for your hand. I was just wondering, will Dr. A actually be talking to us at all? Will he present
Yes,
some of this?
absolutely. He's going to be there absolutely through the day, whether he's there personally or not. I'm not saying. Okay. Just like I'm not going to share where the hotel is. We will be in Dallas area and you'll fly into DFW if you're flying in. And there's a shuttle from the airport and that information will be delivered privately to those that are coming. And so, yeah, recognize this is the most important little presentation of our history. So, yes.
So did we determine a time yet, or is that still on the
It'll start at 9 in the morning on the 17th.
Central Time?
Central Time. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And so for East Coast, that's 10 o'clock. For West Coast, that's going to be 7 o'clock. Okay.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Awesome. Thanks, Lori. Kat?
we're going to have professional help and it's going to be beautiful. So
I'm so
we're gonna,
excited. I'm
yeah.
so excited.
Me too. We are all excited. Yeah.
Oh, I have another real quick. I signed up for the Zoom, but I was wondering if I already have my place, is there any way that I can upgrade to the the third level, the higher level?
Kelly, are you going to answer that, dear one?
Yeah, just contact us in support and we'll help you through anything that needs to happen.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Lori. Okay, Kat, you're up.
I'm very excited. I'm going.
Yay!
Wonderful. We're going to
And
meet you there.
I'm driving
Mhm.
from Colorado. So I just wanted to see, do I allow, because I have a dog sitter, I need to make sure they're there. I'm just planning on the drive the day before and the drive the day after, and then just being there the 17th, or should I allow more time?
You should allow more time depending on where you're coming from because it could easily be a 2-day easy drive. Deb, do you want to talk about this? Deb, honey? Deb drives here quite frequently from Colorado.
Yes, from where you live, it's 12-hour drive.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, that's easy.
That's
Yeah,
no
one
problem,
day.
she says.
That's one day. No, I've done 15, 16-hour days. So yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get with you with your hotel information and it'll all be arranged for you and you can just come in, check in, go to your beautiful room, and the next morning breakfast is from 6 till 9 and we'll be starting at 9.
Well,
But we'll
I'm
be
very
there having
excited.
breakfast with you.
I'm very excited because, it's cool that I thought that the Alive event would just be with the admin and then you have us people too. So I'm like, yay.
Yay.
So thank you for opening it to
Thank you,
all of
Kat.
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's so important. We love this. We want to meet everybody. We're
Well, I'm
going to.
honored to be able to come to that. And I'm just like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
sign me up.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you.
Wonderful.
Okay,
Happily.
Kiora.
Oh, Cynthia, I'm so grateful. I'm crying. I'm so excited, so grateful to you and Dr. Alfredo and admin for all your tenacity, your everything, your heart, your wrist, your everything that you're holding. And I'm going to be there. I got the third one. I did the 252, so I'll get a little bit extra. And I'm just out of this moon. Over the moon. I can hardly think. But I did have a question. Was that, do you know when it will become available for us to find out when the
Your
bed,
turn.
when our turn, where we are, like I'm in Australia. So is that, I understand the security is really high level and I understand why. And yeah, so I'm just asking that to sort of have a little bit of understanding. If possible at this time, it's
Okay.
okay. if not.
Let me surprise you. Deb, are you here? Deb from Australia? Unmute yourself, Deborah.
Deborah.
Hi,
Okay,
Cynthia.
there
I'm
she
sorry.
goes.
I missed that question because my son
That's
just called and there's a little bit of an emergency. So
okay,
can you
that's
please
okay. I'm
repeat
going to
that?
help. That's okay. Just a second.
I've hung up from him. I'll call him back.
So Kiora was asking me, do I know when we're going to be bringing this and starting in Australia? So let me help you with that, Kiora. And here is our plan. We're going to talk about this on this day. We have several wonderful things to discuss on this agenda, and one of the agenda is future plans and what we have, what we're rolling out. We are rolling out QARC centers, and the first QARC centers are going to be here in the US and in Australia. We're producing panels. We can produce 10 panels a week. These are the panels for the QARC. Once we get started, we'll have this happening in Australia and we will have this happening in the US. And we are coordinating that right now. And so it will likely be almost simultaneously for the US and for Australia.
Which is fantastic, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, that's so exciting. Like, wow. So this is possible before Christmas?
No, it can't happen before Christmas. And I'll say this, what is possible is that we actually have a live demonstration at the event. For
Yes.
certain, we are going to have a representation on film. For certain, it's possible we could have a live demonstration. It's possible. I'm not saying for sure, because remember, what we always do is we're going to talk about it before we have tried it. We're going to show you and share it. And this is a trial study. Kelly knows this, and she's heard this so many times because people say, well, why do you have it for us if it's not available? Well, it's because we've got to talk about it. We've got to prepare for it. We're excited about this. Here we are with this. We're going to be ready to go as soon and as quickly as possible because time is of the essence. There's no way, no reason, and we're breathless to get this done.
Yes, I understand. And I'm so grateful. And I'm just sitting in trust and gratitude. And I know it's going to happen. And as soon as we can. So I'm with you all the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiora. That's so wonderful. Thank you for
I love
saying
you
that.
all.
I
You
love
guys
that.
are
Thank
my
you. I love you
family.
too. Thank you. I can't
You're
wait
my-
to be in Australia with Deborah and
Oh.
Jurgen and sharing this exciting first start. We'll have several panels with us, so we're going to have the perfect property where we're going to be able to do this privately and with grace and ease. We're bringing that with us always, everywhere we go, with grace and ease.
That's beautiful. You all in QHS and my family. You're my real true family. So thank you.
I love that. Kiora, you know, we recognize each other. I tell everybody this all the time. Those that have the ears to hear and the eyes to see and have right away heard about this and said, I want to do that. That's our family.
Yep.
I love that. Thank you.
I just got chills on that one.
I did too. Thank you, Tracee.
Okay, Cheryl.
I just wanted to ask kind of a quick more of, I guess, logistics. I'm signed up via the Zoom for this beautiful event coming up, and it'll be, of course, 7 o'clock for me because I'm on West Coast time. But will we, for instance, are we going to get then like a special link that we would get to
Yes,
participate then?
yes.
And
It's a Zoom link, Cheryl. It's a Zoom link just like this.
okay, and then
It's a Zoom link with an extra code. That's what it'll be. And the code is attached to your personal address. So, yeah.
okay, and then you're saying it's going to be all day. Will there be like then breaks, I'm assuming?
Yes, there will
How is
be,
that handled?
and it will be sections of the day. So it will be part of the first morning and it'll be part of the afternoon. So,
Great. Okay, really looking forward to it. Thank you, dear.
thank you so much. Thank you, Cheryl.
Okay, Wade.
Started my effort to be a little humorous. In big churches, we have what's called catchers. We train them so women don't fall and get hurt, and you have somebody with looks like big aprons to cover them up. And I'm asking all you men, Lucas and Paul and Dr. John and all of us that are involved, what we're going to have there are separators, because we're going to have so many people hugging that it might take us an extra 2 hours and we don't have the time. So we're going to have to make sure when we get into the hugging, make it quick, say hello, and let's get going. Because it's going to be an exciting time. And everybody's going, finally get to see face to face, all of you folks. It's going to be such a blessing. You're never going to forget it. It's going to be a time in your life that is going to take you to new levels. And I don't know about you, but this old boy is excited. I don't get excited easily, but this I'm looking forward to. Cynthia has worked so hard and with her team and to pull it together. And it's going to be not just a life-changing event physically, but emotionally and mentally. You'll never be the same after this meeting.
That's right. Thank you, Wade. To answer the question, this is an opportunity that you'll only see on the website. You cannot see it on your app. Application is tied to Apple, it's tied to Google, and we can't have anything to do with any kind of donations on there, or they want 50%. People don't understand why we have to make it difficult, but we do. We have to separate between the app and our website on a browser. So you have to log into the browser to be able to see that information, to be able to follow the prompts, to be able to donate, to participate. Thank you. You have to go to your browser window, whatever browser you use, to be able to see your prompts, to be able to join us. Okay?
Yeah, you have to go to .com. And then the last question, Cynthia, Lee asked if you have any update on the bracelets.
Hold on one second. I just want to add on to what we were just talking about. If you're one of those people that leaves your website open all the time so you can just keep pushing play on the touch, you won't see it on your dashboard until you log out or clear your cache, because we've updated the website. So in order to get the updated dashboard, you have to log out and then log back in or clear your cache. So just if you're going to your website and you're like, I'm looking on the dashboard, it's not there, that could be the reason why you're not seeing it. Log out and then log back in and it should pop up on your screen.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. So the bracelet, I had the question about the bracelet from Lee. Thank you, Lee, for that question. And I haven't written about it, and here is the reason why. The bracelet actually is going to be obsolete. Everybody hear that? We're making a decision to go to the pendant, this pendant, together with this pendant, okay? The pendants are what we're going to be using. Why is that? We've been through we're at our third manufacturer for the bracelet. The bracelet that we have is just not holding up. We can't have such a costly item that's not going to be delivering any benefit. But because of Dr. Alfredo's working with the pendant, because of his working with his program here, supporting with the crystal together with the pendant, he's telling me it's every bit as powerful as the bracelet. Now, when we get our quantum analysis app, we will know. We will know without a doubt what is optimum, and optimum is what we're going to go for. So we have this now. We're at the last, well, I'd say I should have that application tomorrow. We're in a big point right here. We have enough people that will get started with the app. We'll try it and we'll know for sure. And we're going to validate and improve, and then we're going to roll it out to everybody. So we've just been through this already, and that's the decision that I believe we're going to come to. And it's good for all of us. Now, the other thing that I'm looking to do is to get this. These are the 2Q coins. You have to have this to go through the Q arc. Everybody knows that. Okay? So these 2Q coins are what we've talked about for everybody that has 200 Q coins. Now, inside this Q coin, we're going to get this with a code. So that is unique to you. It's also very precious. And we're looking and we're getting the quotes on that. And that is a very exciting next step, because that means the value of this beautiful gold pendant that represents our 2Q coins is going to go up in value. And it's going to be keyed to you. You're going to want to keep this with you and you'll never lose it. So it's very precious, and it's just been an evolution to get here. So that's where we are. Thank you.
Okay, last question is Sue.
So are we going to be making a determination then for those of us that ordered bracelets that we might change to
We're
a
going to be
pendant?
making a determination pretty quickly this week, tomorrow, Thursday, this week, because we have to get that app and we're going to see it. Okay, Sue? We'll determine for sure. And we have enough bracelets that are working together with the pendants that we'll have that determination made. Now, Tracee, I want to say this, and Wade, if you would please unmute, Wade. One of the things that I love, I admire and honor so much is prayer. For everybody that's praying for us, for this project, for Dr. Alfredo, for myself, for this beautiful admin team, I want to thank you so much. And I want to finish out this beautiful meeting with a prayer and give thanks to God and ask for protection and ask for every kind of insight and message to be very clear for us. Okay? Thank you. If you can, dear Wade, thank you for being here for us.
I'm going to share something just briefly about prayer. I told Cynthia yesterday that I've actually formed a team. It is a separate team. And these are noted prophets and intercessors from around the world that pray for y'all. It's praying for Cynthia and the executives and what we're doing and for y'all. That is, they've taken on that as a job with me. Okay. We are facing things that are incredibly challenging in the spirit realm, but we're already overcome because we have the positive place in what the Lord has said to us and where we're going to be. So I'm coming to him as Yahweh, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the Trinity. And Lord, we come to you with thanksgiving and a grateful heart. So many people have laid down years of their lives, their finances, everything to get to this point. And we're at the precipice right now. We're at the point of shifting into thy kingdom advancement in the field of medicine, in the field of knowledge, in the field of light and understanding frequency. There's so much that's getting ready to happen. We're going to change the world, just us here. And Lord, we need your every step. We need you every step of the way. We need to hear from you. We need to see you. We need to be in your presence. We need to know, Lord God, that even though we have faced many enemies this year for 2025, the enemy sought to take us all down, to stop this, to do everything he could to destroy this effort. But you've been with us. You've guided us. You've helped. You've given Cynthia strength when most people would give up. You've given Dr. Alfredo the opportunity to bring knowledge that only comes from the throne of grace, ancient knowledge that has now come to the forefront. So, Lord, we ask for divine wisdom, discernment, understanding, and revelation. We ask for peace that is beyond anything that's in our capacity. We ask for the anointing that breaks the yoke of bondage. We ask, Lord God, for a washing and a cleansing of your word and the blood that you shed. Pull us together. Take us over the line. Take us to the place a victory beyond understanding, that you would be glorified and each and every one of us be under your hand and your guiding wings. And I thank you for the angels. I thank you for the host that do battle. I thank you for mercy and grace and your loving kindness. Let your glory fall. Let it fall upon us. And let a refreshing come in every one of our lives. In Yeshua's name. Amen.
Blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Wade. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for that. I love that prayer. Please carry that with you. Please carry that with you and repeat that tomorrow if you can. I love that. And let's keep those prayers going. All right. You'll hear from us more. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Cynthia.
Tracee. Thank you, Kelly. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful
Love
evening.
you. Love you
Thank
all.
you all.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank
bye for
you.
now, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.